Don't make him.
AKA Battlestar Galactica, AKA Tony Two Cups, AKA Family. I don't know. I got so many AKAs. I'm done with it. I got more AKAs than a BSU. So let's move on. And someone else, go ahead and say their names. Hello.
I don't see us live on here.
Are we live?
Are we live? You
yeah,
sure?
We're live, people.
For real?
Live.
Oh, we live. What's up, everybody? How we doing? DJ White right here. Oh, stop.
See,
we got loud. We got loud right here. What's up, everybody? DJ White right here. We're going to be talking some factions on tonight's channel. Tony, what's up?
Hi.
How we doing?
It's the Tony Sanchez. And yeah, I'm excited. Mind you, though, I stopped watching wrestling around 2005-ish, around there. I have been to a couple of WrestleManias though, because that was like a family tradition for a while, and that was awesome and nuts. But yeah, I'm excited, but yeah, my knowledge may be lacking in some areas. Don't look at me like that.
No, I love hearing this because it's kind of cool to be able to talk about wrestling in a way with some people where they're like, yeah, I don't know, I haven't watched it too much or blah blah, and then when we really get into it, it always happens. You really get into it and people are like, oh my god, you don't realize how much of a wrestling fan they actually are.
Oh yeah, no, that it's real.
So wrestling stuff that we're talking about on this show right now. Again, I go back to the fact of going, I haven't seen wrestling shows since I was a young kid. Okay. So when you guys invited me to come on the show with you tonight, you said fractions of things, as in the fact of factions. Sorry, exactly. Not fractions. Those are math. This is not math. This is not math whatsoever. No, but the fractions of I said fractions again. Factions of these old school wrestling crews. I remember a couple of them, and the ones that I actually remember the most of was the Generation X. The Generation X.
Let's start the conversation there.
All right. Let's go with that one.
But before we do, hold on, we got a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay. Yeah.
Besides exactly who we are, you're here watching it on that hashtag show. You can always, of course, like, comment, follow, and subscribe. I suggest
you can.
Yes.
Yes. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do that on here, YouTube. You can also do it on Facebook, and you can keep the conversation going on Facebook using THS hashtaggers. That's a group where we talk with like-minded geeks about like-minded geek stuff. That's what happens there, and you'll be able to talk about wrestling there even after this episode's over.
Yep.
Now, of course, there is a matter of clothing because, as we know, when it comes to wrestling, clothing is optional. But in the real world, apparently,
I remember those lingerie matches.
Oh, see, there you go.
That was like growing up as a kid watching those lingerie matches. I remember Stacy Keibler. That was the one that I remember boom, like Stacy Keibler.
George Clooney for a bit. You know that?
She did.
Yeah.
Man,
that was
only George could have stole one of my random dreams as a kid.
Trust me.
Only George. Except for, did he have a Batman suit on at the time?
Oh no, probably. You know what? I'm thinking probably at one time he probably.
Let's hope he didn't try to.
But anyway,
but Stacey Keibler for days for the legs, girl. What?
But once again, speaking of lingerie, you gotta sometimes cover it up. You can't go everywhere wearing a lingerie. Trust me, I've got arrested a few times. So when it comes to it, clothing, you can.
That's an After Dark story, bro.
Hey, wrestling, we can have a shoot right here. We can have a shoot right here,
and I'm gonna ask about it on
Saturday. Trust me. Oh yeah. So anyway, moving on. When it comes to clothing, you can buy geek clothing, for example, like the shirt he's wearing right there.
Yeah, my brother got me this shirt.
This has an excerpt of the Declaration of Independence on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's woke gear. Yeah. We don't have that right now.
I feel like in this T-shirt that she's wearing, she need a sign on the bottom. If you can read all this, you're way too close.
It's true.
But once again, when it comes to clothing, you can go to tpublic.com/that#show store. You can go there. That will be in the notes below, or at least the description below. You can go there to buy some geek t-shirts. We got great deals. And we're not doing the boss on the show, are we? We're not doing like the hashtag boss. Okay, don't worry about that. The S stands for support in the chat. You can support us while we talk about wrestling, or you may have a comment that may go too fast, because unfortunately that's what happens with the chat.
Super chat.
It goes quick.
Super
quick. So you've got to use the super chat, so this way we can pay attention and highlight what you say. Now, DX. Since we're talking about things people said, let's talk about DX.
Yes.
Didn't they do something like this?
They did.
I think exactly that was it.
I believe that was correct.
Ultimately, in my opinion, I feel possibly the most influential faction. When it comes to wrestling, they were during the Attitude Era, towards the end of the Attitude Era, and with them, I think.
But all the members of it were there throughout the entire Attitude Era, and even before.
Because there was like also this thing called the Clique, and that's another thing. But it wasn't truly like an official out faction. It's kind of it's a long big thing. It's a big thing. I mean, but
look how pretty they are, guys.
Look at them, and this is the DX that I remember.
You said pretty, but let's really look at like Chyna's face. Everybody else looks kind of like we might look at you and kind of beat you up.
She was the muscle, literally.
Yeah.
She was the enforcer.
Chyna was a muscle until Triple H actually went away and came back with some human growth hormone. So
for real, and then you see him on Blade.
Yeah,
like,
right. What? Right, and he dated Chyna for
yes.
And I was like, I think that's why he took the human growth hormone. He was like, I gotta keep up with this, you know.
I mean,
you can't beat them cheeks and not actually. You take the shots and you're ready to go. I mean, but I mean, come on, I love them so much. We couldn't find a picture though with
Shawn Michaels in it though.
There's two DXs.
There's two fractions of. Fractions.
Shawn had the surgery, and unfortunately
I do remember that.
And that's where Triple H took like the helm.
Was that like really with the sweet chin music?
I'm just saying, like
sweet chin music.
Good job. My favorite image of all, probably WWE in general, is when they rolled up to Nitro.
Oh my God!
Or was it a tank? Or was it it was like some sort of Jeep? Yeah.
Jeep.
Okay.
Yo, y'all remember going with older stuff, but like what's his name? Steve Austin.
NWO Wolfpack for me, says James. Oh, wow.
Wolfpack?
All right, hey, you know.
But
really,
I'm just saying, Wolfpack was dope. Wolfpack was dope. But see, and that's why I said the whole thing about the Clique, because there are people from the Clique that were in the Wolfpack, people in the Clique were in DX, and it was like it sucked that they just couldn't be in one whole thing. Man,
let me tell you,
it's like how the Bullet Club, where it's like, oh my God, there are people here, people there, people there. It's like I don't know. I love that kind of behind the scenes kind of stuff. I like being a smark, as they call it.
Yeah.
I love being a smark when it comes to that. And just knowing that info. It's dope to me.
Remind me this era that this is in, too. Was this about the same time when Kurt Angle had the milk truck and Steve Austin had the beer truck?
Oh, was that during the Attitude Era?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Then I'm rolling into the arena. That was during the Attitude Era. Anytime somebody had a bulldozer trying to bury somebody alive. Anytime somebody came through with the beer truck. Anytime somebody came through with some sort of tank that they could then like an actual like water tank or any sort of liquid.
It was that time.
Okay.
Yes, and inevitably it was always being sprayed at Vince McMahon for some effing reason.
Oh my God!
Some reason, yeah.
Well, because Vince was
and his facial expressions were off the charts.
Oh my God! I love Vince. Vince is the best. Because going from being like, oh, I'm the pseudo announcer and I don't really have a connection to it, to finally being like, yeah, guys, I'm the owner.
Yeah.
And let's just go for this all the way. And it was just like, okay, all right. And I love that about it. Hold on. I got the chat going. All right,
what do we got here?
Oh, boom, there it is. Oh my God, I remember that too.
Oh,
dear God. Shawn Michaels was scary to me at one moment because it was like, I remember him being, from the Rockers.
Yes.
And then going to that. And the moment where he turned bad, when he like kicked Marty
Jannetty through the window.
That was the first time I ever heard him speak with his actual real voice.
Don't even talk to me about that moment. I was so traumatized
when he
as a
did
child.
it with his real voice and he was like, look, I'm done. I was like, whoa, who is this guy? That was not the voice that you speak to when they have you on the mic and he's, oh, hey guys, the Rockers, we're so happy to be here. And then all of a sudden, everything changed. He became himself. But right before he did that,
I blame Scary Sherry. I really do.
Oh, but no one ever paid attention or no one ever noticed. I wish I could find the clips. But you ever notice when he was starting to turn evil, he started to go really pale? Like, they put light makeup on him, and they put the little things on their eyes, and I was like, oh, they're going for, like, just like a little darkness underneath the eyes, and they made him pale. The moment where he does the super kick and pushes him, like, kicks Jannetty through that glass, you can look at him then. He's all pale and everything. I thought they were going for a whole thing where it was going to be like, oh, okay, Shawn's
like
teamed up with Undertaker.
Sort of
he's teamed up with Undertaker. I thought that was going to be the thing.
I don't remember
but
that.
But it wasn't the case. It was just, he was just super pale. And I was like, I didn't get that at all. Yeah, we had to wait for a delay on it.
There's a delay.
But it was like, man, that was crazy. Oh, come on!
Yes.
Oh!
This was amazing. Let me tell you why, okay?
Please.
I got so tired of people being all about WCW and Nitro in general, just because they reeked of insecurity. They knew that WWE was just whooping ass on Mondays all day, every day.
But that Booker T was the man.
Listen,
I love
let me
Booker
tell
T.
you, everyone was just like, it was, and I know they were trying to keep up and do something edgy, but it was like, it was so obvious that they knew that WWE was just nipping on their heels, and I'm just like, oh, y'all are desperate. Y'all are looking desperate. Y'all are, and I know y'all got like, good wrestlers. I mean, hell, they took half of, the WWE original roster and shifted them over there, and I was like, okay.
It was where the big boys played. That's where they said, right? WCW, where the big boys play.
Is that what it is?
Then it became,
where HGH supposed to play?
Is that what it is? The Arena of the Gods.
Yeah,
is that what it was?
That was all these things.
Was that with the Big Show?
I mean, they were the
around that time.
Yeah,
that time,
they were the DCEU of their time.
They were. Oh my God.
It was
they were. Did you just call them like the DC of their time?
WCW was.
I would watch because my brother was. He was probably like neck and neck. He probably liked WWE and WCW in equal measure. So Mondays we would have to fight because I'd want to watch Raw.
Mix, he did get pale.
And he would want to go ahead and watch Nitro. And I'm like, not really caring about what the hell. I don't care what who Eric Bischoff is fighting with this week. I really don't give a shit. Like, switch back to Raw. That's where the shit is going down. I want to see who Steve Austin is kicking the shit out of this week. I don't care.
That's it.
Eric Bischoff, I'm sorry. Like, he's evil. Like, whatever. I'm over it. Like, can we just like move on from there? I mean,
but later we ended up doing the same exact storylines in WWE, where it was just like the corporation versus. It was like all that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, ultimately, but it was the coolest thing when you saw them show up.
It was just so blatant, and it was just like unabashed, and they didn't give a fuck about what was happening. That was so amazing.
Here it goes.
What happened?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the thousands of attendants here, and for the millions watching at home. Like, remember when Road Dogg was saying
millions.
all this?
I'm listening. Go for it.
I forgot, what else did he say, though? I forgot.
No, you just go with it. You had it.
He introduced the whole roster, right? Oh, yeah. D Generation X probably presents. Yeah, that's right. The Road Dogg just is in the band. Yeah, that was it. The New Age Outlaws. Yeah, I just remember that, but I just used to love. I used to walk into places
and say
once
that
again with Joe.
Yeah, and
that
do
was
that.
it. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the thousands of attendants here, and for the millions watching at home. And then we just say whatever we were gonna say. And we just do that, and people would be like,
what's gonna happen?
Yeah, what's gonna happen? We just say that, and after that, we'd walk away.
That's
it was
funny.
like the best thing to do. We loved DX. DX was like everything. I mean, come on, these guys would just get together, hang out, and their whole concept was we're a gang of rebels.
Well, they honestly seemed like they were having fun, and fun is a very difficult thing to fake. It's a very difficult thing to act your way through, and I think why a lot of these factions just kind of remain. Who cares? A lot of the reasons why some of these factions just don't really make a mark, either they don't have a gimmick that really like pushes them all the way through in order for them to be memorable, or they're trying to look like they're having a fun and they're trying to be rebellious, and it's like, oh, y'all are really trying. Y'all are trying so hard. Bless your hearts, but. These guys really did seem like they enjoyed each other, that they, vibed off one another, and they were just genuinely having fun just because I feel like that's what they were told. Go have fun. Go. Play. And that's what
That's it. Show up. You guys go ahead and get to do a shoot. You get to do as much as you want, and that's exactly what happened.
Craig Anderson. A lot of props.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, nice. Craig, I'm hearing you here. WCW kicked WWE's ass in the ratings for 84 weeks straight. That's true.
Very true.
That's
but
true.
As far as
but hey,
what I
who's
enjoy,
still around? That's my answer. I'm sorry. I'm a WWE fan. Like, I love WWE, but WCW had jewels, man. They had some good stuff. I mean, come on, Jericho. This man is one of my favorite. Yeah, like, I mean, one of my favorite. Ric Flair, when he had nothing else to do, and he was like, all right, WWE, I'm gonna see you next week. I'll see you in a year or two. Where did he go? He went to WCW, and I mean, we had great moments, like the Jay Lethal versus Ric Flair. The woo, woo, woo. Jay Lethal! I used to love that. Like, that whole moment was. I'll show you guys. You
guys
all
right.
Love it.
I was gonna say because one of my favorite
ever.
Ric Flair moments is with David Hasselhoff when they wrestled.
Oh my God!
When they wrestled who?
Oh, on Baywatch. That was one of the one episodes when that was really popular of David Hasselhoff, and it was Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, and they did a Baywatch episode where they had those two come in and they wrestled on
y'all know
the show.
about this?
Oh yeah.
Well, it was Baywatch, 100%. No, it was Baywatch.
Oh, it was. Oh my God.
No, it's not. That is a movie.
Hogan show.
That is a movie, but I
No, not the movie. It was Hulk Hogan's show. It was.
No,
it's a Baywatch episode.
It's a Baywatch episode.
Only Baywatch episode that I've never seen.
No, it's not Baywatch.
I used to watch Baywatch.
Trust me.
Oh, he's gonna look it up for you.
Trust me.
I'm telling you, you're right. It is Thunder in Paradise.
No, it's not.
Because it was.
No, it's not.
Wait, but Hasselhoff?
Yep.
Was on that one?
Yep.
Because I remember.
Nope, I'm telling you,
Hogan.
that was one thing I remembered about it. Hulk Hogan.
Right now for you
I'm telling you, Baywatch, the wrestling episode featured Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Boom, right there. Check it.
It's a Baywatch episode.
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was Thunder in Paradise.
This must be the only Baywatch
episode
I've never seen.
Yep, I remember watching it a couple times as a kid and going.
Are we getting a little bit of a lag? Oh, okay, sorry guys, we're getting a little bit of a lag. A lot of stuff is happening here tonight, so we're stealing as much bandwidth as possible. And moving on.
Do you have another favorite faction?
Oh yeah, well, we talked about Ric Flair. I think I forgot which one I brought up concerning Ric Flair. Producer, throw it up on the screen. I'm trying to remember it because I think it is Evolution. Evolution is a great one. I know a lot of people were like, meh, I wasn't crazy about it, etc., etc.
Evolution?
But yes, so Ric Flair, Batista, Triple H, and Randy Orton.
Boom, that guy knew.
Right.
Pretty much the way it worked was Ric Flair would send them out. And then he'd stand and, woo, woo, and wear a suit and yell. And
so he was New
so
Age Jimmy
good.
Hart? Is that
Pretty much, but he
Okay.
would wrestle every once in a while, too. Ric Flair had no problem getting down and dirty and, go ahead and throwing it in. Uh-oh. Oh, my, he's watching it. He's showing us a clip. He's literally going to show us a clip. Wait, that Macho Man?
Yep.
This is on Baywatch?
Yep.
There's Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage on jet skis.
On jet skis.
Oh.
This is insane.
And
Nature
Nature Boy Ric Flair on Baywatch. Yep.
All right,
Macho
fine.
Man.
He's right.
All right,
He's right.
After this,
I'm telling you, you need to watch it. You need to watch
so
that
this is what I'm
episode.
looking at. Evolution.
Randy
Why does
Orton.
Randy Orton have hair? I don't.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The dude
Yeah.
looks nice with hair.
Randy Orton, come on, Triple H,
that's like
Batista, and look, and they did the whole thing because during this time, this is also during the time where in basketball and everything, which I love, wrestling is very smart in that way. Where basketball, they made everyone start to wear suits and everything like that.
Yeah.
So here comes Evolution, which is the evolution of wrestling in that way. Blah blah yada yada. So what do? They have to make sure they put a good brand on the franchise.
Right.
So now here
So
they
it's
come.
switched up
like,
with that.
yeah, we're in suits when we talk and do our promos, but when we come down, we come down for business. And I was like, oh, that's pretty smart to tap into something that's current. And it also helped because at that time, Flair was still doing the whole "my shoes cost more than your house." So he'd walk around like Ferragamos and just chucking them in the ring. It was ridiculous, but I loved it because this whole
Y'all can't see me, but I'm shaking my head this entire time looking at this picture of Randy Orton.
This whole team, they talked so much trash. I mean,
obviously, look how smarmy they look.
I loved it.
I
man,
mean,
you got
they
really
look
good
pretty.
promos. The only reason I love them is because you got really good promos. That was a time where Triple H, after DX, was able to still talk so much shit, and it was good. Because after DX, I think he lost really good writers, and it was bad.
Shawn Michaels. Let's be real. He lost Shawn
that's
Michaels.
true.
Nobody cuts a promo like
man,
like Shawn Michaels.
Man, somebody said
I'd say
earlier
he's a better
he was the
shit
GOAT.
talker than The Rock, and The Rock is
Who's that?
fucking
Shawn
amazing.
Michaels?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think Shawn Michaels is the better shit talker. Absolutely.
He was the guy that coined that scary. Scary. Like, I mean, come on. That was good. Even then, it was like basics, I don't know what, but it was one of the best things.
Yeah.
And people love saying it over and over and over. But, I mean, man, Batista was able to talk shit, and
I miss Batista.
I
miss Batista
at cutting
wrestling.
promos.
I really do. Oh, no, he was garbage.
Yes. It was like,
Batista?
oh man, yeah.
It wasn't garbage. I should say that, but it was like, you're just
no. Batista was garbage. He was garbage. That's why he plays the character he plays in Guardians, where it's like I don't really have to talk that much and things go over.
He talks a lot.
No, you know what it is? I think he's genuinely a
sweet
sweet dude. He's probably one of the sweetest dudes that's ever gotten into the wrestling ring. I think that's why it's difficult. Listen, I think anybody who's ever been good at cutting an amazing promo is because they're a secret douchebag on the inside, or maybe a not so secret douchebag on the inside. You got to be a little douchey in order to cut a good promo. I don't think Batista's that douchey.
Batista
really don't think
isn't that douchey because he is also Bruno Mars' favorite wrestler. So you can't be that
really,
Filipino.
Dude. Oh, okay. All right.
You know, so that's why he likes him. He always said that, like, oh yeah, I love that guy.
And that's why he was hanging out with them at the time, because then he was already singing Versace on the floor.
I did.
Yep. There you go. That's it. I don't know. I love them. I know you guys were like, who cares?
Listen,
but
I mean, I like H and Triple H and Ric Flair.
Yeah, Randy Orton, dude.
Randy Orton,
legend killer, man.
What's that?
RKO. This guy.
Randy Orton.
And then just comes in and lays you out. I love Randy Orton, man.
Randy Orton and Batista are kind of the same way. Like, they wrestle better than they shit talk. So, I mean, I wasn't really interested in them, actually. If they weren't in the ring, I wasn't interested.
That's true, actually.
Oh, out of that crew?
Yeah. Wow. If they weren't in the ring, I wasn't interested. I just love to see them when they were actually just doing something.
Well, while we're talking about wrestlers of color, can we go to... I brought this up. They are not my favorite faction of all time, but Nation of Domination.
Okay.
We don't talk about them a lot. Okay. We don't talk about them nearly as much as we should. Why you chuckling over that?
They have people that I do like, and then they have people that I'm just like, I'm sorry. It's like, hey, can we be any further cliche? Did Stan Lee create this group?
Yes.
Literally, he's like, all right, listen here, true believer. I got an idea for you.
Yes.
All right, so, you know how the Black Panthers are doing things right now?
Yes.
Why don't we just make a hero called the Black Panther? It's going to be amazing. And he'll just walk around. It's like, that's literally what happened here. So, all right, Rock, you have black, right? Okay, good. You're in this group. What else do we got? The Nation of Islam, Nation of Domination. It's going to be great. All right, so what are you doing? You're big and black. You're in here too. All right, all the black people together.
Listen,
it was like,
you know what was great about this? Every time their theme song came on, people got so nervous.
Oh, that was so true.
Nervous.
That was so true.
They had no idea what was about to happen. They didn't know really how to react to it because they were just like, "Oh no, melanin's coming."
Yeah. They're like, "Melanin is mighty, and I'm afraid."
And not to mention that listen, we don't talk about Savio Vega enough too. Savio Vega was awesome.
Boy.
He was awesome.
Savio Vega now.
You remind me of Savio Vega.
Savio Vega was Puerto Rican.
Yes,
but the thing is, they were like, "Hey, Puerto Ricans, Afro-Latino, come on, bring it in."
It wasn't a requirement for you to be black in order to be Nation of Domination.
Yeah, but that's true. That's right.
Is that the one with the mask?
Los Boricuas.
Yeah.
No, but wasn't there one where they were like Mexican wrestlers with the mask on?
Oh, that's WCW. Well,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then also that was a horrible name, and I remember this for sure. The Filthy Animals. I remember
Filthy
that.
Animals.
Oh my god!
What was that?
And who was in charge? Kidman. Kidman was in. Okay,
who?
So
what are you talking
about?
WCW,
WCW, there was a faction.
Okay.
There was a faction called the Filthy Animals.
All right.
All Latinos.
Shut up.
And the whole faction was run by.
Are you saying fraction like Rob?
You said fraction.
Okay. I'm sorry. The whole faction.
Are you saying fraction?
I'm saying fraction because it was a farce. But the whole faction was run by a white guy named Jason Kidman, and he was like, okay, so. Billy Kidman, that's right. And he was like, all right, guys, so we're gonna be a team. It's gonna be great. So, you guys are wild. You guys are animals, crazy. We'll call you guys the Filthy Animals. And they were just like, when that scene happened, I know they told them do the reaction where you're like, what the. And they literally did, because they looked at him like,
they didn't prep him. They just said react naturally.
Yeah, react naturally. He was like the Filthy Animals, and they were like, what? And he was like, perfect. That's it. Tell them the filthy animals are coming out, and then that's what happened.
I don't remember this.
Kidman in WCW.
Yeah,
it was WCW. That's why you don't remember it.
No, but I like the Nation of Domination just because they were fun. It was unusual for the time because people didn't group. Well, first off, there weren't a whole lot of factions to begin with at that point. A lot of people were just sort of like doing their own thing, some tag teaming here and there, but especially with these. And none of these guys at the time, they weren't like A-listers.
No.
The Rock was still Rocky Maivia at that point. Yeah, he was still Rocky Maivia. Yeah. I think this was like...
His name was Rocky Maivia?
At one time, his stage
name... So, because his dad was Rocky Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
And his grandfather was Peter Maivia. And he was the first third-generation wrestler. They decided that they were going to call him... what did they call him?
The Legacy.
The Legacy. So his ring name, when he first debuted, was Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia.
And that's how they dropped it down to The Rock. Because that's when he turned heel, because people were just like, it was a whole John Cena situation where people were just like, who the hell is this asshole? Oh, I'm supposed to love him because you tell me I'm supposed to love him?
He had like a haircut, but he had like a kind of Jerry curl.
He had a weird Jerry curl.
Shouldn't have hair.
Yes.
When you go back and watch The Rock with hair, it's upsetting because
it's upsetting.
Because at one time where he was wearing the Versace shirts and everything.
With the chain, the huge chain.
Hair, but it was like after a while.
Oh, and it was edged.
Yeah, it was edged, but after a while you could see it. You know.
Oh, it was.
You could see it, and it was like, hey man, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that forehead has always been there.
It's a black guy thing. Your
hair's gonna start receding. Get rid of it.
Yeah,
get rid
just
of
cut it out.
And then finally he was like, bloop, 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 and
it looks better. It looks better.
And
it looks so
far
much
more
better.
intimidating because it's just like now I'm aerodynamic. You're like, okay.
I was at the WrestleMania when it was him and Cena down in Florida. I can't remember which number WrestleMania was. Whenever he was coming out and Flo Rida was like singing some song for. Okay.
Flo Rida was there.
I was up like in a box seat, which is not like close, and I could, dude, he's massive.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock got so much bigger after he left the WWE.
Oh, yeah,
because his job is to be big.
Exactly.
No, but then the lack of hair, I was just like, I fear for John Cena's life just looking at you. If that was a straight fight, not like a wrestling match,
Oh yeah, and John Cena, he's just walking muscle.
Yeah, but I think at this point in time, we could probably all agree that The Rock is probably one of the biggest people,
bar none.
As in built wise.
Human beings.
I feel like his whole regimen is.
Yeah, what is it, 5,000 calories a day?
I just eat muscles. This is the way they grow. Yeah. You're like, what?
Have you ever seen his Instagram and watched his cheat days?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Where it's 8 pizzas.
1,000 pizzas.
And pancakes. Pancakes are bullshit, by the way, but pancakes.
Yeah. Massive.
I sit there and I'm like, wow, you and JD should be best friends. No,
pancake breakfast with The Rock.
Yeah, producer JD likes to, but he can't even hang with The Rock. No one can hang with The Rock.
What was the next section we were going to talk about?
Oh my god, I don't know. Shoot, show us a picture, we'll go for it. I don't even know.
My
which
favorite.
one?
Never mind. There we go.
Which one?
Okay, my favorite faction of all time is the Hart Foundation. And that is because
the Hart Foundation?
Bret Hart is the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And anything he does is fucking amazing, okay? And the one thing, listen,
you'll remember it.
The thing about the Hart Foundation is that it was, we talk about, being able to pull off these storylines and being able to pull off these personas, but there was no having to pull it off. You just believed that, they're all family, they're all friends. Look at them! Oh, damn it, they're beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at them. Okay, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, the Anvil, that was their brother-in-law, and that, no. Yeah, they were both,
And,
the Anvil and British Bulldog, they were both brother-in-laws to these two guys, and it was amazing. It was awesome, because you knew any time that they were either going to be entering a singles match or even a tag team match, you're like, when's British Bulldog going to show up?
Yeah, you were thinking, when is
just always somebody was going to show
up.
No
business being there, but you just knew. And then in that moment, you were just like, the hell with America. Let's go back to the monarchy.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
At one time, he was one of the biggest people in wrestling, just
He
physically.
was massive.
British Bulldog?
Yeah, I just look at him like,
do you remember the braids?
Someday.
Do you remember the cornrows?
Oh
with the beads.
Oh my God!
Yes.
British Bulldog with it.
He was rocking the white boy cornrows with the red, white, and blue beads at the end.
What's her name?
Oh my God, it was amazing.
What's the white woman that had the braids and everyone goes crazy about?
Bo Derek?
There you go. It was literally the male version of Bo Derek.
Yes.
It was amazing.
With the beads. It's one thing to go ahead and put cornrows in your hair. It's another thing to go ahead and just have the flip flap.
I was like, dang.
It was amazing. But no.
Automatically, I was like, white trash Canadian all the way. I was so ready for it.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
More. Yeah. Like, they're just like hardcore. We're real Canadians. And that's how it works.
You know what was also great about these guys?
And I love how they worked with them.
Because they all came from Stu Hart.
Yeah, my God.
Anybody that trained with Stu Hart
Classic.
was just... Stu Hart is Bret and Owen's dad. And he... I don't know if it's the first wrestling school that was ever open, but it was definitely like top tier.
I want to say
it was like you made it if you could actually train with Stu Hart.
Yeah.
And anybody that came out of that stable, you were just a phenomenal wrestler. Yep. It wasn't like, oh, he's good. It was like, no, like they knew from then on, like, all right, so the skills are there, the technique is there. Now we got to go ahead and build up the persona. Like, and that's the one thing that I love about Bret Hart, and that's why he's my favorite. He was never the flashiest. He was never a great shit talker.
No.
But
he knew it.
It was high enough that his skills and technique could go ahead and take him beyond. He had whenever like the Olympics are about to start.
Yes.
You're about to
they already started.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, they started doing figure skating already.
Oh shit, that's
they
right.
do the ceremony tomorrow.
Oh,
no, because they start the games before.
Because they start the games
any
before.
movies. You're gonna hear a whole lot of shit talking about the heart of a champion and the determination to win. That's always Bret Hart.
That's
always Bret Hart.
Oh my God, I got so many of those.
I love that man.
So many
so much.
It felt like a self-motivational kind of like a motivational speech every time he got on. Because he didn't have the mic skills.
No,
he didn't. But
it wasn't
he
great.
would just. It was like he read all the motivational, but like Tony Robbins must have hung out with him for life. I swear, because he would just go up there and he'd be like, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. There's never been anyone that's better than me. I come into the ring and I make it good. I can make any match something that, like, he'd say things where you're just like, you did.
Yeah, you did that.
I'm doing that today. Anything.
If Bret Hart wanted to be a cult leader, he totally could have.
I would have drunk the Kool-Aid and been like, "You're right, Bret.
You're right, Bret.
Absolutely, Bret. Hang on.
Yeah, exactly. Bloop, and then just dead. And he would have been like,
here we go, spaceship.
Yeah, right. Like, he was that great. And the thing was, for Bret, it was kind of like a sad whole situation between where, like, the company had the pick between Bret or Shawn Michaels at one time. Yeah. And it became a big whole thing where it was like,
do you remember this?
WWE did Bret
You don't
wrong.
remember the Montreal Screwjob?
Nope. Someone knows some wrestling.
Montreal
I watched
Screwjob.
that. I remember watching and being traumatized as a child by that. I remember. Okay. Montreal Screwjob. Here's what happened. And you can help me figure this out. Okay. Now, was it that they had already decided beforehand that it was supposed to be Shawn, or was it was already supposed to be?
No. Okay, apparently, make sure I'm right, producer.
Bret was up for his contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vince told him he would have less money.
So Bret's okay.
Giving him more money. So then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna go to WCW and give me more money, but I want to at least have the belt before I leave."
I want to have the belt when I leave.
So Vince promised them he can keep the belt. And like everything was set. Like the day of, they're like, "Yeah, you'll have the belt. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
everything will be good." And then during the match, totally he switched it. And the referee, like Earl Hebner, totally did that.
That's right. It was
that's
okay.
Right. Quick three.
Because that's why I just remember. Okay, this is what I remember. Because I watched it. I watched that WrestleMania. I was there at my. Was it
WrestleMania 28?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on then.
I was a child, so it was not 28. But basically, I remember it going on long. I mean, WrestleMania tends to run long anyways, but I remember I'm like, this is way beyond the 11:30 midnight. Like, why is this taking so long? And it just kept on being like this, trying to pin him, trying to knock it out, trying to do this. Right. And I could just see that, like, there was a lot of tension and desperation. I just thought they were selling it. And again, I'm a child. I don't really know about, what was happening behind the scenes.
Right.
And then when Shawn won, I remember being upset because my guy didn't win. But then when I was watching him, I was like, he's really upset that he didn't win. And this goes beyond him just being upset. So, and then in the days after, WWF, or I think it was still WWF at that point.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because we didn't have to compete with pandas back then.
Nope.
Pandas?
There was still
WWF.
The World Wildlife Fund. That's why it's WWE.
Oh, okay.
So,
Pandas.
The magazine was still a thing. Do you remember that?
The what was still a thing?
Wrestling the WWF magazine?
Oh yeah, still a thing.
So that's the only word that you had, there was no internet. There was no fandom. There was nothing. So all you got was just this. And it was just like this huge cover story about like what was happening because, of course, it was WrestleMania. So they wrote up the cover story. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm being told that this is what's happening. And then it was like years later once like, that started to get around, started to be disseminated. Because at first it was sort of like just rumors. That's what rumors were a thing back in the day. It wasn't just something that just lasted for like, an hour or two and then somebody commented on Twitter. Like it was just something that was in the air.
And then also, like you said, Rumors, the magazine, and the WWE hotline.
Yes.
The wrestling hotline.
Oh my God, the hotline. Yes, there was a hotline. You could call into the hotline? Yes, you could call into the hotline.
Really, and you'd be able to, it was just pre-recorded. It was pre-recorded.
Because it was a 1-900.
Yes, that's right.
And kids were dialing this shit up, and then their moms would be like, what the fuck is this?
1-900? What are you doing? And you're like, no, Mom, call the number. And it's a wrestler, and they're like, oh, fuck. All right,
wow.
Fine. And it's just a recording, and you pick which wrestler you want to, and then all of a sudden, hey, this is blah, blah, yada,
But essentially,
yada,
the Montreal Screwjob is that Bret Hart was supposed to win the match, and then right up during the middle of it, they decided, no, we're going to give it to Shawn Michaels, even though he was leaving. So what happened after that is that the WWF tried to wipe away Bret's legacy because they were just they were just pissed at each other. So he just pieced the fuck out and was like, fuck you. And I'm pretty sure he tried to murder Vince McMahon at a certain point.
That also,
what happened was...
No, like you would go...
I feel like...
A week after Vince went on TV and said, Bret screwed Bret.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Bret screwed Bret. I do remember that.
He was done. He went to the back. He went to Vince and he broke his nose.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he came back and there's footage of him and Taker. And Taker was pissed. He's like, did you do this, Vince? Vince is like, I had to, yeah.
Like
fuck Vince McMahon.
See, but that became a big thing. And then when Bret was like, all right, well, I'm done. And he went to WCW, that's where it was very interesting because it became that whole cross talk where it was like one of the first times where it was really concentrated and they didn't let it go. Where Bret, he shows up here and he was like, I left as the actual champion. And they took it from me, and blah, blah. And those idiots over there at WWF, and blah, blah. And it became that whole thing. And it started to build where everyone on WCW would talk trash about it.
Wow.
It became one of the coolest things ever for me at that time. It was so
because it would go back and forth on networks.
Yeah, there's rumors, and then there's real stuff, and blah, blah.
Yep.
But, oh, man. Yeah, Bret Hart said he was miserable during his WCW.
I would be too.
He was.
I would be too.
Because it was like, dude,
yeah, because that was the sleeper station.
Exactly. Where he wanted to be was something else. And it was like, man, it was dope.
I remember, back when the internet became a thing, and I was like, I needed to find something about Bret Hart. There was nothing on that website. Absolutely no mention of Bret Hart. Like, literally
they
zero results. Meanwhile, I could find anything that I wanted to know about, I don't know, Rick Martel. Coco Beware. Yeah, Coco Beware!
Oh, God!
All right, Daniel's mad at me because we were playing a game of, what wrestler would I be or would you be? I said Daniel would be Coco Beware. And I meant it as the highest of compliments. Daniel did not take it that way. I did not
take it as the highest compliment. That hurt me so much.
I meant it as the highest of compliments.
I'm a very popular jobber.
Do you remember Coco Beware?
No.
He came out with like a parrot, a big-ass blue and yellow parrot. No?
And it was Coco?
No, the wrestler was Coco Beware. What was the parrot's name?
I don't even remember.
Somebody in the comments. Let's go.
You know what? Let's move on because it's already hurting me. So let's move on. We have at least, I think, one more faction left. Is that it? Oh, we're pretty much done with the faction. We're actually running out of time.
Okay, fine then.
Sorry, guys. Thank you for tuning in and just indulging us as we reminisce over some of the best factions ever. Yes, we didn't get to mention the Four Horsemen. We apologize for that. We didn't get to mention. What else did we not get to mention? There were a few other. Who?
Shield.
Oh, Shield, which is current right now. People like it. I like it only because of Roman. But
Whippersnappers.
NWO.
NWO. Yes, of course. Trust me, guys. I like the NWO, someone else doesn't, and I understand. I mean, it was where the old boys were at the time. They were all washed up. So,
I I mean, Hulk Hogan's got his own store in some places.
Like a biker gang that the only time that they ever got together was at Hooters Bike Night. That's what they looked like, okay?
Oh my god!
I said it. Hot take.
They look like a hot take.
Hot take.
She said hot take. She's like, hey, do you want some extra wings with
Yeah,
that?
right. Hot take. Oh my god!
All in jest.
Wow.
They were all fantastic wrestlers, but yeah, that image was not great.
No, it wasn't. It did.
I mean,
like
wasn't Steve Nash at one point?
Kevin
Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Scott Hall.
Wait,
Scott Hall.
but was Kevin Nash?
Hulk Hogan
But
was
wasn't he on a Ninja Turtle movie as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
Does anybody?
Yes,
yeah.
he was.
Exactly. I was getting to that. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
All those old wrestlers were some of those cool things back in the day.
Was Suburban Commando.
Oh, I love Suburban Commando.
Let's not
Man. I love Suburban Commando. You know
You're
Suburban Commando? You seen Suburban Commando?
remember
Yeah.
No, I'm
With
good.
Floyd?
No. We already talked about Thunder Paradise. See, a producer just walked in and he mentioned it. We already talked about it. We went in on that. We went in on it. There's a lot. You missed. But look at that. Come on, man.
Kevin Nash.
Hollywood Hogan.
You know what my favorite movie with a wrestler in it, or a bunch of wrestlers in it, is actually the Longest Yard remake?
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
yeah,
half
with
of
Adam
the
Sandler.
Guards team, they're old wrestlers.
old
It's Kevin
wrestlers,
Nash.
man.
Yep.
It's Steve Austin.
Yep.
It's a bunch of people. I think. Oh God, is it Billy Gunn? Is he in there? Am I thinking of that? Who am I thinking?
And they
of?
were in.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There's
Goldberg.
somebody else in that.
What about
movie, too.
Somebody else is in there.
what about
Another-
old guys
The
like
Rock was in it,
Gold
right?
Dust?
Was
Do
it?
you remember Gold
No, The Rock
Dust?
wasn't.
I do remember.
And Baby
Gold
Dust?
Dust? Oh my god! Stop it! Stop
What
it!
was this beard though?
I don't understand what that was. That beard is something that just wasn't great. But look at the hair on Kevin Nash. That was amazing. It
It's
was
beautiful.
long, luxurious. and I
Okay,
wish
but
I
for
had it.
though, go back if you've not seen the Longest Yard. Kevin Nash steals that
Good-
whole
good
movie.
He
movie.
does. He
The
does.
whole and mind
He was
you,
actually on the
this
show.
is a
Yeah,
movie
and Nelly
that
was the
has,
running back.
Like half of SNL
That's
on
right.
it.
Nelly was the
That's
running
right.
back.
No, but
yeah.
Kevin Nash was on the show recently.
And Michael
called,
Irvin.
The Detroiters.
Give him the
Yeah.
Oscar, Michael Irvin.
He was on the show on Comedy Central called The Detroiters. He plays a really great role as somebody's like dad. That's insane.
I will not
It's
wrap it
great.
up.
It's great.
How
Yes,
dare
we're wrapping
you.
it up. We are.
Fine, Junior.
Look at her. She is ready to go. Look, are you ready to cut
I'm
a
all
promo?
hyped up. I'm
Are you-
on 5-hour energy shots. You want this right now?
You know,
Yo,
Is
you
that what
you
you
just
do?
tell Junior what
Could you cut a
Generation X
promo?
used to say.
Could you cut a promo real quick?
Yo, you should say.
Cut a promo against anything that you
can't.
don't like right now. Just something.
What about what?
Cut a promo about something
About
you don't
anything?
like. Anything you don't like. End the show with a promo.
I can't.
What?
I can't. Now I'm on the spot. Now I'm clamming up. I can't be done.
I've got some things to say, and I didn't want to have to be the guy to say it right now. You know. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna put it out there. You know. I know all you guys are waiting for it. You know.
Are we?
Are you guys?
I'm
Are
waiting.
you guys waiting for
I'm
it?
waiting.
You know.
I'm waiting.
You know what? Saban has not been treated. No, that's Joe. He does this and he says Saban. All right. Anyway.
Who does that?
Joe.
Joe.
He always does that.
He likes
Joe's
to
new
go.
thing is he goes like this.
Does
and
he?
then after that
Yep.
he talks about Saban and how he hates. It's hilarious.
You
It's
can
hilarious.
almost wait till it's about to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, you can.
Because he goes,
when he does this.
hold,
Yeah,
hold,
yep.
hold, and Savant.
And Saban. That's
Okay,
it. That's
hot
it.
take. The Solo Trader, underwhelming. We'll fight about that later.
Oh my God! Did this just
Bill's
happen?
dropping that. Anyways, going off that Solo trailer, if you'd like to meet us at the Star Wars Fanatics here at 7:30, come join us over there where we're going to be talking about Solo at that point. But we're not talking about that anyways.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll be
whichever.
just a few moments.
We'll just be a few
Whatever.
moments once we get on that show
Yeah.
at Star
It'll
Wars
probably be us.
Fanatics.
Who knows?
So where can everybody find you guys?
Oh, you guys can find me at DJ White at Instagram and Twitter, and also robwhite.com. Also on Facebook as Rob White the Entertainer. Tony!
Hi. Yes. You can find me at the Tony Sanchez. Tony with an I, Sanchez with a Z on everywhere. So simple, easy to find.
Nice,
Yeah.
and it's me, holla at your boy, Daniel, a.k.a. Battlestar Galactica. Find me on everything at Battlestar Galactica, except for Twitter because it's too long. So you can find me at that #BSC. All right, so with that, I want to say thank you guys. Good night. It's been fun. 1, 2, 3.
Suck it!
That's it.